Abandoned! 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 Will my abandoned Prelude run after 2 days? No. No. No, it won't. God damn it. Welcome to Dirt Sweat Gears, your homestead of horrendous horseless carriages. We are back here with my Project Prelude. This is the car that I bought for $750, and it turned out costing me a whole lot more than that. But this car has a lot of potential to be an amazing car, something that will definitely give this thing a run for its money, if not completely outshine it. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I'm recording this out of sequence. See, when I originally started to record this video, I wanted to do just one big final push of the remaining suspension work and the interior work. I thought I was going to get it all done in one video, but it turns out it's running really long because both projects ended up taking a lot more time and effort and money than I thought they would. By the way, it's not just suspension work. There are a couple of other mechanical gremlins that came up along the way, and I solved them, and I can't wait to show you. So because the end of the suspension video is going to involve a final drive, I'm going to save that for the next video. In this video, we're going to focus on the interior because not only is there a whole lot of untapped potential with the interior of this car, but I also learned a few really cool tricks that if you have a Prelude and you're probably having some of these problems, and I learned to fix them, and I want to share that knowledge with you so that you could fix your own car for free or very, very cheap. So I don't want to waste your time by talking too much. Let's just go back in time and get to work on this interior. So we're running a little low on light, but I wanted to take you on a tour of the interior before I started actually fixing stuff, because this is, this isn't that bad. So this has been replaced already. It looks really good. I mean, that part came in looking really, really good. I finally got a shifter. This shifter came with a little clip. And since this car has a little clip, I thought I would take the clip that came with this shift knob and put it on my car. So I solved 2 problems that have been languishing for a very, very long time. Now, you'll notice that the panels and the radio are out, and that's because I took them out. So on the center console, this little mounting point is broken. That's very common. I think both are broken on my car, but it is not broken on this side. So this is pretty well intact. There's a couple of scratches on it, but overall it's not bad. This car was smoked in because the ashtray is definitely used, and the cigarette lighter has definitely seen some butts. The worst part about the ashtray is all of the ash that's in the car, which is really surprising because this car does not smell like it was inhabited by a smoker. So maybe it was not a long-term thing. Moving on to the stereo, I just got the best news that anybody could get when they are taking apart an aftermarket stereo, and that is the original harness was left intact. It was not chopped up, and I am so happy to see that. In fact, this contraption here was like a harness adapter that was plugged into it, and this can all be reused. I have removed the seats. The seats are in the garage, and we'll clean them once we're done in here. Now, when I took the seats out, I realized just how much potential this has. I mean, aside from a few stains here and there, the center underneath the floor mats is just beautiful. So I think this is going to clean up really nicely, and I think I already have the tools to do it. Now, most people would get an extractor, either buy one or rent one, but I'm thinking I already have a shop vac. I already have a steam cleaner. That's basically what an extractor is both of those things in one. So I'm going to give this a try using the tools that I already have, and we're going to try to clean this car up. So I've used both vacuums, both the Harbor Freight Shop Vac and my Shark, and it turned out the Harbor Freight Shop Vac was actually a little too powerful for this car. It would catch in the carpet and it would just pull the carpet right up. So really, really cool to have this vacuum. Oh, it is extremely powerful, and for the money, I'm really glad I did it. And inside the car, get the light on so that you can see it in all its glory. It is very, very nice. Obviously, with the exception of the coffee stains or whatever soda stains that these are. I was able to pull up most of the cigarette ash that had fallen down from the ashtray. That's all going to get covered up anyway. So it's really, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be reasonable. And I've cleaned the e-brake lever and the back seats as well. It all looks really, really nice. But it is not done. And in order to loosen up this dirt, in order to make it ready to pull up, I'm going to use some spot cleaner. This stuff, I've used it before for a long time now, and it is generally really good stuff. So I'm hoping it's going to work on this carpet. Now, usually I'm the one that gets agitated here, but in this case, we're going to get a brush and we're going to agitate this dirt in the floor. And after just one round of scrubbing, steaming, and vacuuming, or extracting, if you want to call it that, this is a really, really great start. It's not perfect the first time around. As you see in this area, we've got some dark spots, but it is actually pulling out. You see in the vacuum, it is pulling soda, probably soda and or coffee. It is definitely coming out, but it's going to take a little bit longer than minimal effort. So the benefit of having a proper extractor over what I'm doing is that as you're running the extractor, you are actually blowing clean water in before you're vacuuming it up. So that makes removing the soil a lot easier. Whereas in my case, I'm just kind of like pulling it around a little bit. So I've begun the process of discovery on the stereo for this car. The first thing I've noticed is the door panels are not great. They look better than they are. In fact, they look awesome for the most part. But they were incorrectly disassembled, let's say that. And so it is just cracked all the way across the bottom on this driver's side. Unfortunately, I cannot open it far enough to take the door panel off and show you. We're going to have to get to that later. But it's the same thing on the passenger side, just less bad. I'm going to show you really quick what's going on with the head unit. So I have wired up the back speakers. I have not mounted them in yet because I'm still doing the suspension work. And I want to finish that before I close all of that up. But the stereo, I know we're going to get some noise out of this now because the factory wiring harness is in place and it works. But when I turn on the car, it says CD. So I'm still trying to figure out what that means with the guy that sold it to me. Moving along here, I've disassembled the passenger side door because I can open that door wide enough. The only reason I took out the door pull here is because I kept elbowing the damn thing and it really hurts. It really hurts. So that came out. So did the door pull, and this has to come out because it was blocking the door panel from coming out. It's got these two little screws. Don't lose them. And the door, it's not bad. It's not that bad. But back here, do we have any cracking? So we've got a few broken pieces of the paneling here. You can actually see it on this side. If you're putting change or something in here, you will lose it. So that really sucks. I may try to glue a piece of plastic to back it so that at least it doesn't get worse. And the glove box hinges are broken. That's a very, very common thing with this car. Almost every car breaks the glove box hinges. I'm not sure what to do about that for now. I've just hung the thing there. I'm just not going to open it. We're going to leave it just like that, and we're not going to touch it. So I removed the tint off camera, and it's because I was really kind of focused on getting this door panel back on. So I got new clips for the door panel, and I also glued a little piece to kind of close off the little pocket there. So this is all ready to go back together. I just didn't want to put it on with the tint on just in case I needed to separate the door panel again. So I went ahead and did that, and I got mostly pretty lucky. It came off in little pieces to start, but it got bigger and bigger until I got the whole thing done. So it was really nice. So I spoke too soon. This speaker grill mounts to the door panel from the inside, which means I can't put this door panel on just yet. I want to get a fabric for this to put over it. Sometimes you just have to make a second trip. This time I decided to take the car that was the color that I was trying to match. And I think I got a good match. And that's another project. But look at how close that is. This is going to look really good on this car. Let's get this cut and mount it on the speaker grills. I'll take this. I think this looks great. Is it an exact match? No, but this is an original color. This is the original blue. And you can see it's very much not blue. This is the original blue. This is black. This is the original blue. This is the original. So they're all different colors to begin with. And since this is at least in the ballpark, and you're not going to see it like in this kind of light anyway. You're going to see it, you know, in the sunlight. And I think it looks awesome. I think it looks awesome. I would totally do this to my car. In fact, I'm going to do this to my car. Now that I know I'm not completely talking out of my ass, I can kind of bring you along for the ride here. In order to remove this door panel, there's some screws and some clips that you need to be aware of. I'm going to go ahead and roll the window down so I have a little bit more light. Pop the seat back so I'm a little more comfortable. Roll the window. There you go. Okay. We're going to have to clean those contacts while we're in there. That's good to know. All right. I'm going to start by taking out the screw for the handle. And then I'm going to take the screw out for the door handle. Well, they're both door handles. This is the grab handle. This is the latch. All right, we're gonna, oh, this screw is way too big for this hole. That's good. The screws that you have to deal with. So you've got this off, you got that off. There's a screw here where they're supposed to be. And it feels like there isn't. Yep, there's a screw right there. It's been torn out. So there's not gonna be a screw there. There's a screw here. It's been fucking broken too. Oh, Jesus Christ. With the wrong screw in it. Again. And there's two screws in here. This one and that one that actually do not appear to be broken for a change. Wow. That also has the wrong screw. That's a hardware store screw. And that's also a hardware store screw. Okay. Sweet. So this door panel is ready to just fall off because it's broken into 1,000 pieces. Once you get everything disconnected, which in this case everything's been shattered, it's supposed to lift off of the frame. Oh my God. So it lifts off here, and then we got to undo the wiring harness for the switch panel. And you've also got this. Depending on what you're doing, you may not need to take the seatbelt out. It's a little bit tricky, and I don't feel like doing it, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. This is about 20 different pieces. Oh, fuck me. Oh my God, come on. It's literally held together by the carpet. What the fuck, man? Really? God damn it. This, it's not even a, what the, why? Why? Of course, all the panel clips are broken. This is for, what the fuck? I don't know how great your angle is going to be, but that's the best I can do for you. All right. I'm learning as I go. I thought I knew what I was doing, but this is a surprise that I was not expecting. So I'm going to start by taking out the screws that hold the top part of the panel to the bottom part of the panel. And just kind of hope and pray. This panel's held together by hopes and prayers. You'd think that when you pull on something and hear a crack, you would stop doing that. But I guess not. I guess not. All right, so the bottom piece is, oh, it's a ragdoll. My God, it's not supposed to be, this is not supposed to do this. This piece is luckily mostly intact. It's got broken clips inside of it. I'm gonna have to push these out. Can you plug in now, please? Yeah. There's not a whole lot I could do to make this situation worse. So, it's all uphill from here. So this, the vent piece, clips into this frame that is broken off. I see something else. I see something else. Oh my God, I see something else. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's got the floppy mirror. I mean, there's a fix for that. And it doesn't involve a screwdriver. Assuming the motor even works. My God. Yeah, it looks like it does. Okay. So the mirrors are floppy just like they are on my car. We're going to go ahead and take this off and fix it. So I took this apart probably way more than I needed to. There were 3 screws down here at the hinge point. There were 2 screws right here. One of them was way deeper, so it looked like it wasn't in there, but it actually was. This came out, which I'm assuming was in there at one point to hold it in place. But even better, the original piece that broke came out. And that goes right here. And that slips in around this thing right, this little post right here. This is what's going to keep it from flopping around. So I think I've taken a wire brush to this, and I think I'm going to try to Gorilla Glue this back together and see if that will do the trick. So there's another post there, and there's another hook right here. So hopefully that doesn't break. Now, if you're looking at this workbench thinking, hey, that looks a lot like the trunk of the car, I'm going to tell you, shut up. So this Gorilla Glue has been drying overnight. It feels nice and strong. Let's go ahead and start reassembling this thing. And maybe we have solved the floppy headlight in this car. And looking at the screws here, one of them definitely goes into here, and I think the other one is here. So taking these 2 screws out is important. So we're going to try to line it all back up into the slots that they're supposed to go into. Okay. Now we'll just put the screws back in. So fits nice and tight. Now we get that little triangle that I probably lost. Wait, I got it. I got it. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, I fixed it. I fixed it! Where does this plug into? Right here. So Meow should be able to adjust the mirror. Wait for it. No floppage. It doesn't move around. I did it. So I went to the hardware store and I got both adhesive remover and a really strong adhesive. Isn't that kind of funny? The adhesive remover, of course, is going to be used for the tint, and the really strong adhesive we're going to use to try to repair this little piece of door trim. You see, this little piece of door trim, when I open the door, gets caught against the fender. I'm hoping that I can get some tape under there, and then I'll use the heat gun to relax the rubber, and then get it pushed into the tape, and then that will hopefully set everything nicely. Come on, Gorilla Tape. There, yes, got it. All right, now there's a little bit of, okay, we got that. Now we got that. All right, now we're gonna heat this thing up. Geez, that was harder than it should have been. Funny, when I heat it up, it's actually moving itself in. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, yeah. Now, can we open the door without any troubles? Looks like we can. Check this out. If I can get the light on it. So this is how the hinge sits when the box is closed. I think all I need to do is find a screw that I can fit through here and seat in the plastic. I decided to get some yellow ring terminals because the larger diameter of wire meant that there was a more surface area as I flattened it out. So I'm really happy with this area. What bothers me a little bit about this decision, the problem is that there is just too much material in between the space here and it no longer fits. So I have to remove material from something, and I'm not sure if I want to do that to the glove box or to the hinge. I am leaning towards the hinge because they're easier to find than the glove box. So we're just going to sand this down until the ring starts to fit. All right, check this out. Boom. Fits very nicely. So now I have to mark off a hole and drill this out. So I am probably going to drill the electrical connector first and then make a mark on the glove box. So now we just check our screw that it fits in this hole, and it's going to be pretty good. We might need to step up the drill bit one size. Now we need to mark this off so that we know where to drill our hole into the box. This is the scary part. So if we just let it hang, it kind of falls down. So we got to kind of hold it up and then put our mark there. And so my idea here is that this drill bit is slightly smaller than this screw. This means that I should be able to drive the screw in without cracking the plastic, but still have enough material for the screw to bite into. Are you ready? No. Thankfully, that plastic is pretty soft, so it should have no problem biting in. This is one of those times where you might not be able to see, but as long as I can see, that's what's really important. You know what they say, the right way of doing a thing is just the least wrong way of doing it. No, wait, I said that. But still, that's just basic science. I got these flipped over. Let's get them on the car. Look at that. That is so cool. Oh, all because of a random part that I found in my toolbox from something that I pulled out of a junkyard 15 years ago. This is, what a clever hack. Well, once again, Blue Motors has delivered for me. I mean, not literally delivered, but they have a blue Prelude, and they just happen to have a door panel that is in, well, it's not in amazing condition. I mean, the plastic here is literally powder. But thankfully, I don't need this part of it. I need that part of it. The carpet is a little bit stained, but we have some other stains to clean up as well. If you notice inside the car, I have cleared everything out again, and we're going to revisit this extractor project, because when I used the steamer and the vacuum, really all I did was move the dirt around, move the coffee stains around, and it just doesn't look great. So I got a proper extractor. This is a Shark stain killer. This is a Shark stain striker. I have never used it. I have no idea how to use it, and we're going to find that out together. In addition to the car and the door panel, I've got some other things that also need to be cleaned. The floor mats, the original floor mats for this car, even though this has a couple of holes in it, I'm just going to roll with it. We're going to clean this up, and if I can do something better, I'll do something better. If not, it's just going to go with holes. We also have the passenger seat. It's very, very clean, but since it's out, since it's here, we're going to hit it really quick. And we've got the carpet for the trunk, in addition to the back seat. The back seat is pretty good. I don't even think it needs to be stained. It just has some dust in the corners, but whatever. But we got to do the trunk carpet, both sides. We got to do the floor mats, and we got to do the floor in that car, and I'll probably take out the driver's seat in this car so that I can get the driver's side. Let's get started. I'll check in with you once I know what the hell I'm doing with this Shark. I have the extractor set up, and one of the things I noticed was that it doesn't do anything to heat up the water. You can put hot water in it, or I figure I can just use my steamer, because the steamer was really effective at loosening the dirt. It just wasn't effective at removing it. So I have already sprayed everything with the spot cleaner, or at least the floor mats. We're going to start with the floor mats, because if I ruin the floor mats, well, I can just throw them out. My God, these floor mats are blue. I mean, the front ones still have a lot of gray in them, but I don't think it's going to get much better than that. Back seat looks amazing. The trunk carpet. I might hit that one more time, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. The door card came out acceptable. I might hit this spot one more time, and then just along the bottom there. But overall, came out really good. The seats look amazing. I mean, wow, the seats look good. I pulled out a lot of dirt out of that driver's seat. I mean, I hope it was dirt. So next up, we got to do the carpet inside the car. Ooh. Look, the reality is, I could do this for a year and still pull brown out of this carpet. What we have here is a phenomenal change, a massive, massive improvement over what it was before, and this is going to look great. So what I'm really curious is, what does this car look like with the seats installed? Let's go find out. This looks awesome. This looks awesome. Oh, I'm really happy with this. So obviously there's still some work to do. We got the dash over there, the center console with the new radio. That has not arrived as of recording this, but we do have the lower half of this door panel. And Now the upper half is definitely roached, but thankfully this is in amazing condition. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit, and we can reassemble it with the bottom half, which is complete. The carpet looks good, at least good enough. And more importantly, the plastic is unbroken. All we need to do is put some new clips on and we can put this back together. So admittedly, the floor mats do kind of take away from the blueness of the interior, but that just means that they're doing their job. It looks so good in here. Obviously, I still have to put the covers on the seat rails. That's going to be something that I address, you know, with the final product, because I've got some things that I have left to do. And so I'm looking at this going, oh man, all I have left to do is the door panel and the radio and the purple tint in the back window, and then the interior of this car will be done. Then I thought it wouldn't be nice if the radio that I ordered arrived today. So out of curiosity, I walked to my front porch, and guess what arrived today? So these are two radios. I got one with a CD player and one with a tape player. The one with the CD player is going in this car. I am excited about that. Now let's get this door panel back together. Or try without breaking anything anyway. I'm going to bring you in nice and close on this. We're going to reassemble this door as carefully as possible, hopefully without breaking anything. And I want to show you, in case you need to do this, that you don't resort to acting like a rabid chimpanzee and start yanking on stuff. Okay, so the first thing I've done so far is I've just put these little posts in, and there's these little slip covers that go on top of it. They just slip on, just like this, and it's not hard. Okay, down, down, down. And then there's a bunch of screws. There's screws all along here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6. There's one in here, and then one here. You have to undo this one. You have to undo one of these, and I ended up undoing both of them because of this little bracket here. This little bracket is actually part of the upper door skin. It rivets on. The other door card, by the way, had a different bracket, so your mileage may vary. But that ended up being what I did here to resolve that problem. Now, the screws that go in here, there's 5 of them. And I believe 3 of them are these flat tops. I believe. I could be wrong. And I'm doing this by hand for a reason. I don't want to use, like, you know, an impact screw gun and just totally ruin everything. And I'm just taking the path of least resistance here. I'm not trying too hard in any one screw hole because there's plenty of work to do. So if one gives you any shit, you can just move on and circle back. I don't want to secure this door panel on just yet because I want to resolve this problem with the window. I can feel the switch clicking just fine, but the window doesn't want to work until... Sometimes it works when I tap on the window, but it just doesn't want to do it. It just doesn't want to do it. So after I tore apart the door panel to my other Prelude, I wanted to confirm that the switch was not bad. It is in fact not the switch. So as I was putting it all back together, I started pushing and pulling on things. And watch this. So I push this in, and it doesn't work. It did move for a brief moment, but when I pull on it, so the only other issue that I'm having right now is as the window goes up, it kind of hits the lip of the window here. It could just be because the door is wide open and the door is kind of like warping. So I don't really see that as a deal breaker because it is working correctly. The problem is really this electrical connection, and I got to figure it out. Okay, well, the audio is going to suck because my thingy died, but let's see if this worked. I'm going to turn the car on. Let's push it in. Let's pull on it. So now that we know that it works, let's talk about what I did. First thing I did was turn the car off. And then I unplugged this. And then I got some battery cleaner. And I just gave it a little spritz in here. And then blew it out with compressed air from my lungs. And after wiping the stuff out of my beard, I then stuck in a little bit of sandpaper to clean off the contacts. And then once that was done, I got just a little bit of battery terminal protection spray, sprayed it on this. I don't think that's gonna do any good. I think that may even work against me because it's just kind of getting everything red. But whatever, battery terminal protection spray is, you know, I don't think it's gonna do anything wrong. It's just, I don't think it's the right stuff for this. You really need dielectric grease. Get that on the terminals, and then you're gonna be fine. But we reconnected this. Turn the car on. And now it works. Wow, I fixed a problem. And now I can put the door panel back on and be happy. Even though I took apart the door panel of my other Prelude, and I'm also gonna have to put that back together. That'll be fun. But it was worth it because I got it working. So first I'm gonna say thank you to Reed, because Reed suggested putting some lithium grease on the gears that actually did make this thing run a little bit more smoothly. So even though that didn't turn out to be the right answer, that was still helpful. So it improved the overall situation. So thank you, Reed. And the winner to this mystery is Ricky. Ricky, thank you so much. You're the one that suggested rub the contacts with sandpaper. You said open the switch. It wasn't in the switch. It was in this connector. But hey, you were very, very close. And that was it. Thank you very much. So Ricky was the closest. Ricky wins absolutely nothing because I've got nothing to give away. I'll give you a sticker. Oh, wait. I already gave you stickers. I put 3 stickers in your car when we worked on it. I don't know. I'll get you a beer or something when we see each other again. Anyway, that's the solution to this problem. Let's get this door panel back together. Oh, now the window works. This is one continuous piece of plastic behind the carpet. Everything is back together and cleaned up, at least within reason. And my God, this interior looks so good. It looks so good. You know, for me, it really is like going back in time to the year 2001 when I got my Prelude. This car is so nice. You know, I don't like the Kenwood speaker grills, but really don't have much other choice. If I happen to find a pair of stock speaker grills, they're going in. But in the meantime, this'll do. But look at these seats. Would you just look at it? The floor mats have holes. I can't do anything about that. And they have lost their color over the years. If I get a hold of floor mats, obviously they're going in. But that is such a minor issue in the grand scheme of things. Look at the back seat. Looks amazing with the floor mats. I do have a cover for this. I'm going to put that on. Probably just take the one out of my car if I have to. And then underneath the floor mats, just absolute perfection. Oh, man. And we have a factory head unit. I think it's from an Accord, but it looks the part. We've got a little anti-theft light that flashes every now and then. So let's address the elephant in the room, or the donkey dong in the room. We are missing a shifter boot. My wife is working on that, and she will get to that when she gets to it. I have got plenty of time, but she's going to make one probably out of the same kind of synthetic leather, a similar synthetic leather. She's going to try to make one out of a similar synthetic leather, but first she wants to do a test run on just regular canvas. So we're going to be working on that as a separate project, and it's something that she and I are going to do together. Let's talk briefly about some of the other perfections in this car. There are some problems like this here, and we're missing the clock button cover. We're missing a couple of little things here. This is cracked. These are all things that you take care of over time as you're preparing this car to be a concourse quality car. This is something that you do to your forever car. This is something that once you own this car, you take pride in and you make better over time. So I'm going to leave that up to the next owner. This is a beautiful car. I can't think of a better way to end this video. We got a brand new suspension and we have completely refreshed the interior. It looks great in there. It smells great. It is a nice place to be, and I am so excited to drive this car. But we can't do that yet because we still have to address this surging idle problem. And I've got the parts for that. We're going to take care of that hopefully in the next video. And if that all goes well, we can actually go for a drive in this car and try to get it smogged. And once it's smogged, it's off to the paint shop. So this is moving along really, really fast now, and it is really getting exciting because this time capsule of a car is gonna be back on the road very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you don't like what you see, maybe you're a rabid chimpanzee, leave a comment. I hear chimpanzees can type now, right? See you in the next video.